Hello and welcome to Token's first training update. Token has been super great to work with. He was ready to go as soon as he got here. So this is the start of healing. We like to start with healing because it is the hardest behavior to teach. It takes the longest amount of time. I want to say this was like his third session, and then he also had done a few clicker sessions before. So really, when it comes to dog training, one of the most important things is going to be your markers. Your markers are things that mean the exact same thing to your dog every single time so that we can effectively communicate with them. Our continuous markers are for when we really like what the dog is doing and we want to reward it and we want them to continue doing that behavior. So for that, we're going to use one click, or our verbal marker is good. And then our other important reward marker is going to be our terminal marker. Our terminal marker means that was exactly what I wanted, you are going to get a reward, and you are free to leave position. Our terminal marker is either 2 clicks or yes. Our terminal is meant to be a super explosive marker, so it's great for teaching new behaviors. And then we have our release marker, which just means no reward, you're good to go. That is free. We also have our correction marker, which is no. Now you are about to see his second session working on place. So the place command is a boundary stay. It means all 4 feet on the bed, no barking, no growling, no whining. His first session was just me getting him up on the bed. Click, feed, click, feed, click, feed. Just showing him that the bed is super valuable. And then in this session, you'll see me actually put it on cue and go up through, distance, duration, distractions. So at this point, he doesn't know what place means. He just knows that the bed is super valuable, and the longer that he's on there, I feed him. So I'll tell him place, and then mark good, and then feed him. So he's just making that association. A super important thing with our markers is making sure we're marking and then we're moving. So we're saying good, and then we're feeding. We like to think of it like a robot, where the marker is what triggers the body to move. The dog is never going to learn that good equals food if we're saying good and feeding at the same time. One has to predict the other. If you watch closely, you'll notice that I am always reminding him place before I leave the bed, and I am always stepping off with my right foot. This is because when we're healing, the dog is on our left side, they're always moving with our left leg, and dogs are very physical creatures. If you watch them communicate with one another, they're primarily communicating with body language. So it's helpful to remind them, place, you're staying there, and then stepping away with your right foot. Now, we don't like to layer commands on place, so I'm not going to tell the dog to place and then down or sit or whatever. Place is just their spot to chill. But I am only going to feed in a down. So I'll start with just luring it, having them on the bed, using some food to get them into the down, and then giving them the food. And then once they're understanding that, I'll start to incorporate a little bit of leash pressure where I come back, and then I'm going to help you into that down, and then I'm going to give you the food. And then when I start doing distance, I'm going to wait till the dog goes into a down on their own to come back, mark and reward. The down is just heavily encouraged because I want the dog to be able to relax on there.
Place.
So I'm just gradually making it a little bit more difficult, throwing him distractions, but making sure it's not going to be something that's going to set him up to fail.
Place.
Once our behaviors are named is when we have to start enforcing them. So now that I'm telling him place, if he were to bark, growl, whine, or step off of the bed, it would be no, correction, and remind him place.
Place. No. Place. Place.
Good.
Place. No. Place.
Good.
Place.
Good.
Place. Good. Place.
Good.
Place.
Good.
Place. No. Place. Place.
Good. Good job, buddy. Yeah, you're doing super.
No.
Place. Good. So here he was just barking at things that really don't concern him. They were happening pretty far away. And so I'm just telling him, dude, your job is place. You don't got to worry about what's going on right there.
Good. 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 Place.
Oh my god. What a cute puppy. Oh,
Look at puppy. Look at puppy.
good.
Place. Good. Place. Good. Place. Good. Place.
Good.
Good. Free.
And then you'll notice that when I released him, I stepped off with my left foot. All right, here we are working on our heeling, more specifically our sits in the heeling. So all of our commands have an implied stay. So if we say place, that means place until we tell you free. If we tell you down, sit, heel, same thing. So heel is just a position. It's at our left heel. So whether or not we're moving or stopped, the dog should still be in that heel position. So if we're moving and then we come to a stop, the dog should go into a sit on their own. This is also where I begin to name the heel command.
Heel. 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 Free. Heel. Heel. Now. Heel. Free. 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 Heel. Now. Heel. Heel. Free. Heel. 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 No. Heel. No. Heel.
So this whole time, I'm just very effectively communicating with him the exact behavior that I want. I want him straight. I want him decently parallel to my body. And then I'm also telling him what things I don't want. So this right here was his second session working on downs. So I went all the way back to show you how we started. So the first thing we do is just the luring, right? So I'm just using some food, getting him into the heel position, getting him in that down, clicking and feeding. The next thing we'll start to do is incorporate some leash pressure into that to make sure he understands how to shut off leash pressure. So in the heeling, I'm sure you've seen sometimes we pull up on the leash and the dog goes to a sit. For the downs, the pressure goes downwards, and then when they do the corresponding behavior, the pressure goes away. This will translate into corrections.
Yeah. Yeah. Down. 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 Yeah, good job, buddy. Yeah. Yeah.
You'll also notice that I
Down.
did end up putting him on a prong. He was telling me that the slip leash was not effective for corrections. Mostly with the jumping, you know, he would jump on me, I'd tell him no, try to pop him, and he didn't learn from it. He was just okay continuing to do that behavior.
Down.
So I went up in collar.
Down. Down.